Hello everybody, I'm here with Simon Bates.
Hello.
And we are going to look at the Yamaha Alto Sax neck finish differences. So we've done a separate video about the different models. There's a C1, an E1 and a V1. But this video is about the fact that there's 4 finishes and material differences that you can buy each model in. So in this example, Simon is here and he's got his 875 Alto Sax, which is, we are going to use the E1 neck just as a demo, and we're going to show you it in lacquer, in silver plate, and in solid silver. The 4th option, which we just don't have with us today, so they're very difficult to get actually, is the gold-plated version as well, which, funnily enough, is the most expensive. But let's have a try with just the straightforward gold lacquer, as you would find bog standard, and let's see what we think. So very much as you would expect.
Yeah, so it's a kind of a normal straight ahead sound, not too bright, not too mellow, but focused. Yeah, nice normal saxophone sound.
Yeah, exactly, kind of all around. And obviously just from a physical point of view, if you've got a lacquered saxophone, then the lacquered one is going to look straightforward. Some people like having something different, some people don't, that's up to you.
This is a gold-plated saxophone.
Oh, actually, it is, of course. Sorry, darling. Okay, well, let's try this silver-plated one. And silver plate does tend to give a little extra brightness, perhaps, but let's see what Simon feels when he blows this. And
that's what you'd expect, anyway, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And I'll point out again, we're using the same model, only thing we're changing is the finish. So yeah, a little bit more presence, maybe a little bit.
A little bit more, yeah. I was a bit flat there, but I don't think that really matters. You can hear the sound.
Yes. So in terms of how that would vary from the lacquer one, there's just that slight difference, maybe in the brilliance. I think sitting here, it just sounds like there's a little bit of extra in the treble, shall we say?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's try the solid silver one, because there's quite a leap up in price, but manufacturing solid silver is quite difficult and expensive. And that's what you're paying for. I think what will be interesting to see is maybe Simon's thoughts on where that affects the sound the most, perhaps in the actual saxophone, in the range of the saxophone, because I have my own thoughts on that. Let's have a little listen. So, how do you think the solid silver changes over the brass models, either brass or silver plate?
Oh, there's definitely a lot more presence, a lot more depth to the sound, I'd say. You know, you can still play mellow if you want, but you feel like you can push it a bit more without the sound deteriorating. I guess the general philosophy is the brighter you can play, kind of the mellower you can play in contrast, so you have a wider variety of sound if you play something like this. They're expensive, I guess, but a very worthwhile addition to an upgrade.
Yeah, and it maybe saves you from changing mouthpieces and going around the endless circle on that. If you have a setup that you're quite happy with on your mouthpiece and your reeds, then exploring different crooks is a good way to go. We've talked about that on the video where we compared the different Yamaha models. And again, we're using the E1, which is the middle of the road one. The other model we don't have is the E1 in the gold plate. But I know I've played the gold plate, you've played the gold plate. How would you say the gold plate changes from even the solid silver or even just the raw brass? Yeah,
the gold plate is going to have a lot of weight to the sound. It's not going to be quite as bright as the silver. Silver is generally being raw metal rather than a sort of a gold, but rather plate, obviously because it is solid, is going to have a bit more brightness. But I think you get more resonance from the gold plate.
They feel kind of alive, don't they? Whenever I've played a gold-plated one, it's
Absolutely,
just like,
yeah.
it's straight there. It's super resonant. And that's the way to probably think about it.
Yes, of course.
And obviously, it looks the same as your lacquered or gold-plated.
Yeah, although I quite like the look of this. I mean, it's because they've given you the normal brass the brass neck.
The key. Yeah.
and the little bits on there. I don't know what you call that, the branding.
Yes.
It's not so noticeable as the silver plate, which is just very silver.
Silver throughout.
So I think that looks good, and it'll look like an upgrade as well, rather than just your bog standard neck.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully that's helped on the differences. They do vary in price, so think about that. But really, I would just recommend you to come and try some. We have them in the shop, and you can try them back to back on your horn. You can try the different models. And if you can't come in, we do offer an approval on mail order, so you can take a couple that way and try them, even if you're not local to us as well. So well worth considering if you're looking at upgrading your sound. And if you want to know the different finishes, do have a little listen back or get in touch with us and get another opinion. But Simon, maybe just play us out with something on the solid silver one.